Today we are going to learn how to compare and order decimals. And we're going to start by just doing some examples. So let's say, for example, we have the number 25 and 37 hundredths, and we're going to compare that to 32 and 5 tenths. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to line the two numbers up according to their decimal point. And the easiest way to do that is to start by making our lines like this, and then we'll put our decimal point for each of our numbers to help us to stay lined up. So here we have 25 and 37 hundredths, and we have 32 and 5 tenths. Now we're going to look at the place value position that is farthest to the left, and we look at just those two digits. Which is greater, the 2 or the 3? It is the 3, correct? And so that means this entire number is greater than the other number. And we write that like this. The opening always points to the greatest amount. I like to think of it like it's a Pac-Man, and it's going to chomp the most points. And then we would read this as 25 and 37 hundredths is less than 32 and 5 tenths. Now, if we were to write it where the greater number was in front, 32 and 5 tenths is greater than 25 and 37 hundredths. And that's how you compare just two of them. Now, on this next part, we're going to learn how to compare more than two. We're going to do up to 4. So let's take a look at, let's say we have 82 and 5 tenths, and let's do 9 and 257 thousandths, and let's do 91 and 85 hundredths, and 8 and 67 hundredths. And we're going to compare the 4 of these the same way that we did with the 2. We're going to make some lines, put our decimal point for 4 numbers this time, and line up the numbers accordingly, making sure we have just one digit in each section. So here we have our 82 and 5 tenths, 9 and 257 thousandths, 91 and 85 hundredths, and 8 and 67 hundredths. Now I like to take and fill in all the extra spaces with zeros, just to make the comparing easier. We start again with the place value position farthest to the left, and in this case, let's go from the greatest number to the least number. So another way of saying that, the biggest to the smallest. So we're looking for the biggest number in this one. And in this case, it is the 9. Since the 9 is the largest, this entire number is also the largest. So we've got 91 and 85 hundredths. And we're going to cross that one off, so we don't need it anymore. And now we look back into that same position, and the next highest number is this one right here. So that's going to come next, 82 and 5 tenths. Cross that off. Now when we go back to look in that same position, they're both zeros, so we can't tell which one's larger there. So we go to the next place value position, and the 9 is larger than the 8, so this number is the next one, 9 and 257 thousandths. Cross that off, and this is the only one left, so that is the smallest number that we have. And so now they're in order from the greatest to the least. Now we're going to do it, our next set of numbers we're going to do showing how to find the least to the greatest. So let's clear this off, and we'll pick a new set of numbers. Let's do 75 and 32 hundredths. Let's do 73 and 25 thousandths. And let's do 7 and 19 hundredths. And 7 and 999 thousandths. Now, just looking at these, a lot of people think this might be the greatest number right here because it has the most digits. Don't let that fool you. You always need to make sure you're looking at the place value positions like I showed you before. So let's do it that way. Let's make our lines. Make our decimals. And then write them 75 and 32 hundredths, 73 and 25 thousandths, 7 and 19 hundredths, and 7 and 999 thousandths. Fill in our extra spots with zeros. And then remember that we're going from the least to the greatest. In other words, from our smallest number to the largest number. So again, we're going to start right here in this farthest place value position to the left. And we're looking for the smallest number this time. We have two that have zeros in them. That's this one right here and this one. So we're only going to compare those two for right now. So we move to the next place value position. They both have sevens. So we're going to move to the next one. The 1 is smaller than the 9. So this one is our smallest number, 7 and our 19 hundredths. Cross that off. Because we were comparing just the two, then this one is our next smallest number, 7 and 999 thousandths. Cross that one off. And then, of course, we need to erase these because we're going to start back to the beginning to compare. Now, our smallest, we can't tell in this first one because they're both sevens. So we go to the next place value position. And the 3 is smaller than the 5. So this one is coming next. 73 and 25 thousandths. And then the largest number would be 75 and 32 hundredths. And now they're in order from our least to the greatest, the smallest number to the largest number. And that's how you compare and order